Are you annoying? Me too. And I'll teach you how I got people to like me. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a conversation and realized that everyone around you was more interested in the flies on the wall than in what you were saying? Have you noticed those subtle glances that seem to be begging for help while you talk about things you like? If you're nodding your head, relax, my friend. Being annoying is an art that many master, but with a few right tips, you can turn into the master of charm. Be authentic. Let's start with the basics. Be yourself. It sounds cliché, right? But it's the absolute truth. When you are authentic, people realize that you are being genuine, and that conveys confidence and integrity. No one likes to feel like they're talking to a robot or a fabricated version of someone. Show your true colors with all your strengths and quirks. Being authentic is the first step to winning people's sympathy. After all, who can resist someone who is sincere and genuine? Authenticity is like a magnet that attracts the right people into your circle. When you act according to your values and beliefs, without trying to please everyone at any cost, you find people who truly appreciate and respect who you are. This doesn't mean you should ignore others' feedback, but rather filter what makes sense to you and adjust your behavior in a way that still remains true to your essence. Moreover, being authentic helps create deeper and more meaningful connections. When you share your true emotions and thoughts, people feel more comfortable doing the same. This creates an environment of mutual trust and strengthens interpersonal bonds. It's like you're saying, hey, I'm human like you with flaws and all. Let's understand each other for real. However, being authentic is not an excuse to be rude or insensitive. It's important to be yourself, but also to consider the feelings and perspectives of others. The key is to find a balance where your authenticity doesn't become an excuse to ignore respect and empathy. Be sincere, but kind. Be true, but considerate. Cultivate self-confidence. Believe in yourself. Confidence attracts people because it conveys security and leadership. Imagine being in a room full of people, and suddenly someone walks in with a straight posture, head held high, and a confident smile. Without even saying a word, this person already grabs everyone's attention. That's what self-confidence does. It not only improves how others see you, but also how you see yourself. Cultivating self-confidence begins with accepting who you are and your abilities. Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small, and value your strengths. It's easy to get lost in criticism and failures, but believe me, even your heroes have had their stumbles. Focus on what you do well and work to improve those qualities. Another key to developing self-confidence is facing your fears. This doesn't mean you should jump off a cliff, please don't do that, but rather step out of your comfort zone every now and then. Each small challenge you overcome boosts your confidence and prepares you to face bigger challenges. When you prove to yourself that you can handle difficult situations, your confidence grows exponentially. It's also important to remember that no one is perfect. Even the most confident people have their moments of insecurity. The difference is that they know how to deal with it. Instead of letting themselves be brought down, they use these moments to learn and grow. So when faced with a failure or mistake, don't beat yourself up too much. See it as a growth opportunity and move forward. Taking care of your appearance and health can also do wonders for your self-confidence. When you feel good physically, it reflects in your mental and emotional state. Take care of yourself, dress in a way that makes you feel good, and adopt healthy habits. Small changes in your routine can have a big impact on how you see yourself. Be reliable. Keep your promises and be someone others can trust. Trust is the foundation of any solid relationship, and being reliable is essential to building that foundation. Imagine you're on a suspension bridge. Each promise kept is like a solid plank you place under your feet, ensuring a safe crossing. Without these planks, the bridge collapses, and so do relationships. To be reliable, start with honesty. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Avoid promising more than you can deliver, because nothing undermines trust faster than broken promises. Be realistic about your capabilities and deadlines. It's better to promise less and deliver more than the other way around. Additionally, be punctual. Arriving on time demonstrates respect for others' time and shows that you value your commitments. Punctuality may seem like a small detail, but it speaks volumes about your responsibility and respect for others. Consistency is also crucial. It's no good keeping a promise today and failing tomorrow. People need to know they can count on you consistently. This means being reliable not only in important moments, but also in daily life. Be someone others know will be there when needed, regardless of the situation. Clear and open communication is another key piece. If for some reason you can't keep a promise, inform the person involved as soon as possible. Explain the situation and, if possible, offer an alternative solution. Transparency is appreciated and helps maintain trust, even in adverse situations. Show interest in others. Showing interest in others is practically a social magic trick. Think about it. Who doesn't like to feel like the center of attention, even if just for a few minutes? When you show that you care about the lives, interests, and opinions of the people around you, you're basically saying, "Hey, you're amazing, and I want to know more about you." Showing genuine interest goes beyond just being polite. It's like adding a touch of extra seasoning to a conversation that could be bland. Instead of sticking to the basics, you really dive into the other person's world and show that you are their body and soul. And guess what? This makes people feel super valued, like VIPs of your attention. When you do this, you're boosting the other person's self-esteem, almost like giving them a confidence booster. It's like saying, "Look, I really care about what you're saying, and it's important to me." And who doesn't like to feel important, right? This creates a camaraderie atmosphere where empathy blossoms, and you start to see the world through others' eyes, a much more interesting world, by the way. And you know what else? This creates an incredible support network. When you show interest and care about people, they remember you fondly. So when you need a helping hand, they'll be there, ready to assist. It's almost like having social insurance. You invest in attention and get support in return. At work, showing interest can transform the environment. Your colleagues will start to think you're the coolest person in the office. And who doesn't want to work with people who genuinely care? This can lead to a more united and productive team where everyone works together to achieve goals. So, the next time you're talking to someone, show real interest. Do it from the heart and see how your relationships flourish. After all, everyone loves to feel that they are important and that their stories are worth listening to. And you, with that special touch, can make a difference in many people's lives. Practice empathy. Imagine being in someone else's shoes, even if they're those really tight ones. When you truly strive to see the world through their eyes, something magical happens. You start to understand not just the words, but the feelings behind them. It's like adding emotional subtitles to the conversation. This ability to connect emotionally completely transforms the dynamic between you and others. Suddenly, you're not just someone who listens, but someone who really understands. This makes people feel validated and understood, almost like they've found a free therapist. Practicing empathy also has a boomerang effect. When you show that you care and understand others, they're more inclined to return the gesture. It's a virtuous cycle of kindness and understanding where everyone benefits. And let's be honest, who doesn't like to feel understood and supported? Moreover, empathy can be a real asset in the workplace. By understanding your colleagues' challenges and feelings, you become a more effective collaborator and a more respected leader. People will see you as reliable and supportive, someone they can count on in difficult times. And, of course, practicing empathy doesn't mean you need to solve all the world's problems. Sometimes just being there, listening, and showing you understand makes all the difference. A simple, "I understand what you're going through," can be incredibly comforting to the person on the other side. Practice patience. Be patient with others. Everyone has their own pace and challenges, and patience demonstrates respect and understanding. Practicing patience is like having a secret superpower that few fully master. Imagine you're in a long, slow-moving line at the supermarket. Instead of sighing and checking your watch every 2 seconds, you decide to take a deep breath and enjoy the moment by observing the people around you. Maybe you'll see a child making a funny face or a couple debating which ice cream flavor to choose. Suddenly, the wait doesn't seem so bad. Being patient with others is fundamental to building healthy relationships. We all have moments of delay, confusion, or just plain slowness. Recognizing that each person has their own rhythm and challenges is a sign of emotional maturity and respect. When you are patient, you send a clear message: "I respect your time and process." Additionally, patience is a true test of empathy. When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, you understand that they might be going through something difficult or complicated. Maybe that colleague who's late with a report is dealing with personal issues. Or that friend who's always late to meetups is struggling to manage their time. By being patient, you show understanding and support, which can make a big difference in these people's lives. Patience also has a calming effect in potentially stressful situations. Imagine a work meeting where things aren't going as planned. Instead of getting frustrated and increasing the tension, you decide to stay calm and wait for the right moment to contribute. This attitude can help diffuse conflicts and create a more collaborative and productive environment. And, of course, patience is a virtue that reflects positively on you as well. When you learn to be patient, you develop greater resilience and the ability to handle challenging situations without losing your composure. This not only improves your mental health, but also makes you a more pleasant person to be around. Be a good listener. Let's be honest, who doesn't like to be heard? When you really pay attention to what someone is saying, you're basically giving a valuable gift, your time and attention. This makes the person feel valued and important, almost like they've won a Listener of the Year award. Being a good listener means being present in the conversation. No thinking about the perfect response or what you'll have for dinner later. Be there truly, with eyes and ears wide open. When you do this, people notice and appreciate it. They feel that you really care about what they're saying. Additionally, asking relevant questions shows that you're paying attention and value the other person's opinion. This not only keeps the conversation flowing, but also makes the other person feel understood and important. Wow, they're really interested in what I have to say. That's the feeling you want to evoke. Being a good listener is also a great way to learn more about others. You discover their passions, concerns, dreams, and fears. This information is pure gold for building deeper and more meaningful relationships. And as a bonus, you become a more pleasant and memorable company. At work, this skill is especially valuable. By listening attentively to your colleagues and superiors, you can better understand needs and expectations, solve problems more effectively, and stand out as a dedicated and attentive collaborator. And let's face it, everyone likes working with someone who really listens and understands. And it's not just at work that this makes a difference. In personal relationships, being a good listener can strengthen bonds and create deeper connections. When you listen to your partner, friend, or family member with attention, it shows that you value their presence in your life. Smile often. The power of a smile is underrated. When you smile at someone, you're sending a message of friendship, joy, and openness. It's like saying, "Hey, I'm happy to see you." This creates a positive atmosphere and makes people feel welcomed and valued. Smiling often also does wonders for your own health. Numerous studies show that the act of smiling can release endorphins, which are the feel-good hormones, helping to reduce stress and improve your mood. So, by smiling at others, you're also taking care of yourself. It's a true win-win. Moreover, a genuine smile is contagious. Have you noticed how hard it is not to smile back when someone smiles at you? This simple act can transform someone's day, create instant connections, and even resolve conflicts. Smiling is a universal language of kindness that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. A smile is a powerful tool for strengthening relationships. Whether it's a casual meetup with friends or a family dinner, smiling shows that you're happy to be there and value the company of those around you. This strengthens bonds and makes shared moments even more special. And you don't need to wait for a big occasion to smile. Small moments in everyday life are perfect opportunities to spread this positive energy. Smile at the barista who made your coffee, the neighbor who walked by, or the colleague who bumped into you in the hallway. These small gestures can have a big impact. Be positive. A positive and optimistic attitude is contagious and attracts people who like to be around positive energy. Imagine you're a kind of human magnet, and what you feel and express attracts people with similar energies. When you exude positivity, people feel drawn to you like moths to a light. Being positive doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is always perfect. It's about adopting an optimistic perspective and focusing on solutions instead of problems. It's that way of seeing the glass half full and not half empty. When you approach life with a smile and a "we can do this" attitude, others notice and feel inspired to do the same. Positivity is a powerful social magnet. When you maintain a positive attitude, you create a welcoming and encouraging environment. People feel more comfortable and open around you, making it easier to form strong and genuine bonds. They see you as a safe harbor, a place where they can find support and encouragement. At work, a positive attitude can be a real differentiator. Positive colleagues tend to be more productive, creative, and resilient. They see challenges as opportunities, not as insurmountable obstacles. And this attitude spreads, creating a more motivating and harmonious work environment. Who doesn't like working next to someone who's always in a good mood and ready to tackle any situation with a smile? In personal relationships, being positive can transform the dynamics of any interaction. Friends and family will be drawn to your energy and willingness to see the bright side of things. This not only improves the quality of your relationships, but also helps build happy and meaningful memories. And it's not just about grand gestures of optimism. Small daily acts of positivity, like thanking someone, offering a sincere compliment, or simply maintaining a cheerful attitude, can have a huge impact. These small moments of light help create a more joyful and welcoming environment. Give sincere compliments. Let's face it, who doesn't like receiving a genuine compliment? But the key here is sincerity. When you compliment someone in an authentic way, without exaggerating or seeming fake, you're showing that you truly notice something special. It's like saying, "Hey, I really see you and appreciate what you do." Sincere compliments have incredible power. They can lift someone's spirits in seconds, boosting their self-esteem and sense of appreciation. When you recognize others' qualities and achievements, you're actually cultivating a positive environment around you. And guess what? People will want to be around you because you make them feel good about themselves. A sincere compliment can be more motivating than any bonus. When you tell a colleague they did an excellent job on a project or that you appreciate their dedication, you not only improve their day, but also reinforce positive behavior. This creates a cycle of recognition and motivation that benefits the whole team. Telling a friend you admire their courage or a partner that you appreciate their patience can deepen the bond between you. And remember, compliments don't need to be grandiose. Sometimes a simple "you nailed that presentation" or "I love how you always find solution" can make a huge difference. But be careful with overdoing it. Excessive or forced compliments can have the opposite effect, making the person question your sincerity. Keep your compliments genuine and specific. Instead of saying, "You're amazing," say, "I love how you handled that tricky situation today." Specificity shows that you really paid attention and value something concrete. Help others. Imagine you're carrying a bunch of heavy bags and suddenly someone offers to help. This small gesture can transform your day. Similarly, when you're willing to help others, you're saying, "I care about you and I'm here to support you." Offering help can be something simple like lending a hand with a work project, helping a friend move, or even lending a listening ear when someone needs to vent. These acts of kindness not only make life easier for others, but also show that you're a generous and caring person. Helping others creates an environment of reciprocity. When you extend a hand, people tend to reciprocate. This constant exchange of support strengthens bonds and creates a network of people willing to help each other. It's like building a system of emotional and practical support that benefits everyone involved. In personal life, helping others strengthens friendships and family relationships. Helping a friend with a difficult task or supporting a family member in need creates lasting memories and reinforces the bond between you. These acts of generosity are remembered and valued for a long time. At work, offering help can improve team cohesion and increase productivity. When colleagues know they can count on each other, collaboration flows more easily and goals are achieved more efficiently. Plus, you become a valuable team member, someone everyone wants to have around. And don't forget, helping others also benefits you. Numerous studies show that acts of generosity can increase happiness and well-being. It's that famous warm glow you feel when you do something good for someone else. Moreover, by helping others, you develop empathy and understanding, essential skills for a rich and satisfying social life. Show gratitude. Thank and acknowledge when someone does something for you. Gratitude is an attractive quality and makes people feel valued. Showing gratitude is like lighting a candle of appreciation that illuminates both you and the person being thanked. Imagine doing a favor for someone and receiving a sincere thank you in return. Isn't that a wonderful feeling? When you express gratitude, you're recognizing the effort and kindness of others, and this strengthens the bonds between you. It's like saying, "I see what you did, and it means a lot to me." Gratitude doesn't have to be reserved for big gestures. Sometimes it's the small details that make the biggest difference. Thanking someone for holding the door, giving helpful advice, or simply being there in a tough moment shows that you value these small but significant interactions. Thanking a colleague for their help on a project, recognizing the team's effort, or simply saying thank you for a job well done creates an environment of respect and cooperation. People who feel appreciated tend to be more engaged and willing to collaborate. Expressing gratitude also has a transformative effect on you. When you focus on the good things others do for you, your perspective shifts. You start to notice and value more of the positive aspects in your life, which can increase your overall well-being and happiness. It's like training your brain to see the glass half full, no matter the situation. Gratitude is an essential ingredient for happiness and the longevity of bonds. Thanking your partner for small things like making dinner or taking care of the kids can strengthen the relationship and create a cycle of appreciation and love. Friends who feel appreciated are more likely to be there and support each other in times of need. And the best part, showing gratitude doesn't cost anything, but the benefits are immense. A simple thank you can make someone's day, while a note or message of thanks can be kept and remembered for a long time. These small acts of recognition create a more positive and welcoming environment around you. Learn to handle conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable, but knowing how to resolve them calmly and constructively strengthens relationships. Imagine conflicts as storms, inevitable but manageable. With the right attitude, you can turn a storm into a refreshing rain that clears the air. First, stay calm. When you find yourself in the middle of a conflict, it's easy to let emotions take over. Taking a deep breath and maintaining composure is essential. This not only helps you think more clearly, but also calms the other person involved. A calm and controlled tone of voice can be more effective than 1,000 shouted words. Active listening is the next piece of the puzzle. Often, conflicts arise from misunderstandings. Give the other person a chance to express their feelings and perspectives without interruptions. This not only shows respect, but also helps you understand the root of the problem better. After all, how can you solve something you don't fully understand? After listening, express your feelings clearly and honestly, but without aggression. Use "I feel" statements instead of "you did" statements. This avoids putting the other person on the defensive and promotes more open communication. For example, say, "I feel frustrated when our meetings start late," instead of "you're always late to meetings." Finding common ground is another powerful strategy. Instead of focusing on differences, look for areas of agreement. This can be a starting point for finding a mutual solution. Working together to resolve the conflict shows that you value the relationship more than the need to be right. And don't be afraid to apologize if you're wrong. Admitting a mistake and sincerely apologizing can diffuse tension and pave the way for reconciliation. This shows maturity and a willingness to put the relationship above your ego. Sometimes involving a neutral third party to help mediate the conflict may be necessary. A mediator can offer an impartial perspective and help the parties find a fair and balanced solution. Practicing constructive conflict resolution strengthens relationships. Each time you overcome a conflict with someone, the bond between you becomes stronger. This creates a foundation of trust and respect that can withstand future challenges. Develop communication skills. Expressing yourself clearly is the first step. When you communicate your ideas in a simple and direct way, you avoid confusion and misunderstandings. Think about how you feel when someone explains something clearly and understandably. It's a relief, isn't it? Being clear in your words offers that same relief to others. But clarity alone isn't enough. How you communicate also matters. Using a pleasant and friendly tone of voice makes all the difference. No one likes to listen to someone who always sounds irritated or condescending. A positive tone can transform even the most difficult messages into something more palatable. Listening is just as important as speaking. Effective communication is a two-way street. Paying full attention when someone is speaking without interruptions or distractions shows respect and values the other person. Additionally, active listening helps you better understand the other person's point of view, facilitating a more appropriate and empathetic response. Moreover, body language cannot be overlooked. Often, what you don't say with words is communicated through gestures, facial expressions, and posture. Maintaining eye contact, for example, shows that you're engaged in the conversation. Smiling, nodding, and using appropriate gestures can reinforce your words and convey your message more fully. Another essential skill is adapting your communication style to your audience. Talking to a close friend is different from talking to a coworker or a superior. Adjusting your language, formality, and even your tone of voice according to the situation demonstrates sensitivity and social intelligence. And don't underestimate the power of empathy in communication. Trying to understand the other person's feelings and perspectives before responding can prevent conflicts and strengthen bonds. Expressions like, I understand how you feel, or I see your point of view, can open doors to deeper and more meaningful communication. Finally, practice assertiveness. Being assertive is finding a balance between expressing your own needs and respecting those of others. It's saying what you think and feel honestly and directly, without being aggressive or passive. Assertiveness strengthens communication because it establishes clear boundaries and promotes mutual respect. Maintain a good sense of humor. Having a good sense of humor doesn't mean being the class clown or forcing jokes all the time. It's about finding joy in the little things and sharing moments of lightness with others. When you laugh together with someone, you create a special connection, as if you're saying, I'm happy to share this moment with you. Humor is a powerful tool to relieve tension. In stressful situations, a well-placed joke can change the mood and bring a welcome relief. Think about how much easier it is to face a problem when everyone is in a good mood. Laughter can turn a tough day into something more bearable and even enjoyable. Moreover, humor can help diffuse conflicts. When used sensitively, it can reduce hostility and create space for more open and honest communication. A light joke can soften a criticism or pave the way for a difficult conversation in a less confrontational manner. A good sense of humor also makes you more pleasant company. People like to be around those who make them laugh and feel good. Laughter releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones, and strengthens the immune system. So, by making others laugh, you're literally contributing to their health. Humor strengthens bonds and creates happy memories. Laughing together at inside jokes, funny situations, or even silly mistakes creates a sense of intimacy and camaraderie. These moments of shared joy are the glue that holds relationships together. And remember, humor should be inclusive and respectful. Avoid jokes that could offend or marginalize someone. The goal is to create an atmosphere of joy, not discomfort. Good humor elevates everyone's spirits and makes everyone feel included and valued. Maintain good body language. First, the famous eye contact. Think of it as the Wi-Fi of human interactions. If the signal is strong, the connection is excellent. Looking into someone's eyes conveys confidence and interest. Just don't turn it into a staring contest, okay? Alternating your gaze between the person's eyes and face works wonders. Now about open posture. Imagine you're a superhero resting after saving the day, with your arms relaxed at your sides and an air of, I'm ready for anything. Avoid crossing your arms unless you're cold or want to look like a movie bodyguard. Keep your arms free and your posture relaxed to say, hey, I'm here for you. And, of course, the smile. The power of a smile. Think of it as the real-life like button. A genuine smile can melt hearts and open doors. Even a slight upturn of the lips makes a difference. Smiles are contagious, so share them like freebies at a concert. Let's talk about touch. You don't need to go around hugging everyone like it's a reunion of old friends, but a firm handshake or a pat on the shoulder, when appropriate, can convey warmth and closeness. Just remember that not everyone is a fan of touch, so read the room and adapt. Leaning slightly forward during a conversation is like a nonverbal signal saying, wow, this is interesting. It's a small movement that shows big interest. Leaning back, on the other hand, can send a message of, I'm just here for the free snacks. So adjust your posture to fit the situation. And last but not least, avoid fidgeting like you're testing out new magic tricks. Excessive movements can be more distracting than a shirt with blinking lights. Keep your movements smooth and natural, like an experienced dancer. So, next time you're interacting with someone, channel your best animated character. Bright eye contact, superhero posture, sparkling smiles, and a slight lean to show you're really interested. With these tips, your social interactions will be worthy of a movie scene. Stay humble. Recognizing your limitations is the first step to humility. You don't need to go around announcing your flaws with a megaphone, but accepting that you don't know everything can be incredibly liberating. Additionally, it opens up space for learning and personal growth. When you admit that there's always something new to learn, you become a sponge for knowledge, ready to absorb wisdom from everyone around you. Being open to learning from others is like having an infinite library of experiences and knowledge at your disposal. Every person you meet has something unique to offer, whether it's a new perspective, a skill, or a life lesson. Approach each interaction with curiosity and respect, and you'll be surprised at how much you can learn. Humility also means giving credit where credit is due. If someone contributed to your success, acknowledge it. Thanking and valuing others' contributions not only strengthens your relationships, but also shows that you're a fair and generous person. After all, who doesn't like to be recognized for their effort? Staying humble doesn't mean being submissive or doubting your abilities. It's about finding a balance where you know what you're capable of, but also recognize the value and capabilities of others. This creates an environment of collaboration and mutual respect, where everyone feels valued and motivated. And of course, humility can save you from some embarrassing moments. Nothing is worse than someone who thinks they know everything and ends up being publicly corrected. With humility, you avoid these pitfalls and show that you're a realistic and grounded person. Be resilient. Show that you can handle challenges and adversities well. Resilience is an admired quality that attracts respect. Imagine resilience as a spring. No matter how much you compress it, it always returns to its original state, ready to face the next challenge. Life is full of ups and downs, and being resilient means being able to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going even when things get tough. It's like that movie character who, no matter how many times they fall, always finds a way to get back up and continue the fight. This not only impresses those around you, but also inspires and motivates them. Showing resilience starts with acceptance. Acknowledge that adversity is an inevitable part of life. Instead of lamenting or despairing, accept challenges as opportunities for growth. Every difficulty is a lesson in disguise, ready to teach something valuable. When you change your perspective, problems become stepping stones to success. Another key to resilience is maintaining a positive attitude. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather facing them with a belief that you can overcome them. It's like looking at a storm and remembering that eventually the sun will shine again. This positive attitude is contagious and can uplift everyone around you. Resilience also involves flexibility. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that's okay. Being able to adapt and find new solutions is an essential part of being resilient. Think of it like a river encountering a rock in its path. It simply flows around the obstacle and continues its course. Be like that river, flexible and determined to move forward, no matter the obstacles. Additionally, build a support network. Having friends, family, or colleagues you can count on in tough times makes all the difference. They not only offer emotional support, but can also provide advice and perspectives you might not have considered. And remember, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, but of intelligence and maturity. Finally, take care of yourself. Resilience isn't just mental, but also physical and emotional. Engage in activities that relax and rejuvenate you, such as physical exercise, hobbies, or meditation. A healthy body and mind are better equipped to face adversities with courage and determination. Show respect for others' values and beliefs. We live in a diverse world full of different cultures, beliefs, and opinions. This diversity is what makes life rich and interesting. When you show respect for others' values and beliefs, you acknowledge this diversity and celebrate the plurality that unites us. First, practice active listening. When someone shares their beliefs or values, listen without interrupting or judging. Pay attention not just to the words, but to the feelings and intentions behind them. This shows that you value the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Following up with empathy is essential. Putting yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to understand why they believe what they believe helps build a bridge of understanding. Think of it as trying to see the world through different glasses. Each pair reveals a new perspective and understanding. Avoid heated debates that can turn into unproductive arguments. Instead, focus on respectful and constructive dialogues. Saying something like, "I see this is important to you, even though I have a different view," can open up space for a healthy and enriching conversation. Respecting others' beliefs doesn't mean you have to abandon your own convictions. It's about finding a balance where your own beliefs can coexist peacefully with those of others. It's like dancing. You can follow your own rhythm while respecting the space and rhythm of other dancers. Additionally, showing respect for others' values and beliefs creates an environment of acceptance and inclusion. This not only strengthens social bonds, but also promotes a culture of tolerance and understanding. When people feel respected and valued, they are more likely to reciprocate that respect and be open to new ideas and perspectives. At work, this attitude can significantly improve team dynamics. Colleagues who respect and value each other's beliefs tend to collaborate more effectively and harmoniously. This creates a climate of mutual respect and encourages diverse thoughts and creative solutions. Showing respect for others' values and beliefs strengthens bonds of friendship and love. Accepting and valuing differences can lead to a richer and more satisfying coexistence, where everyone feels free to be their true selves. Be flexible and adaptable. Show that you can adjust to different situations and people. This makes others feel more comfortable around you. Being flexible and adaptable is like being a social chameleon. You don't need to change who you are, but you can adjust to your surroundings to create harmony and ease in interactions. Flexibility starts with an open mind. Being willing to consider new ideas, perspectives, and methods is crucial. When you allow yourself to explore different points of view, you not only enrich your own experiences, but also show others that you value and respect their opinions. Adaptability involves the ability to change your approach as needed. Imagine being in a work meeting where your main idea isn't being well received. Instead of stubbornly insisting, you listen to feedback, adjust your proposal, and try again. This not only demonstrates your adaptability, but also your resilience and willingness to collaborate. In social settings, being flexible means being ready to deal with different types of personalities and communication styles. Some people may be more direct, while others are more reserved. Adjusting your approach to better connect with each type of person can work wonders for your relationships. It's like adjusting the volume of music. Sometimes you need to turn it up or down to find the right tone. Moreover, flexibility helps ease tensions and conflicts. When you show that you're willing to compromise and find solutions that work for everyone, you become a natural mediator. People feel more at ease around you because they know you're not fixed on a single path but are open to finding the best route together. Flexibility and adaptability are also extremely valuable in the workplace. In a dynamic business environment where priorities and circumstances can change quickly, the ability to adjust is an indispensable skill. Colleagues and superiors respect and trust someone who can stay calm and find solutions regardless of the challenges that arise. In personal relationships, being flexible means being willing to make compromises and understand the needs and desires of the other person. This strengthens trust and emotional connection, creating an environment where both feel valued and understood. Avoid being overly critical. Everyone makes mistakes. Try to focus on others' positive qualities instead of constantly pointing out flaws. After all, no one likes to be around a fault-finding detective. Let's be realistic, perfection is a myth, like unicorns or diets that work on the first day. Everyone makes mistakes. You mean that friend who swears they can cook but always burns the rice. So why not cut others some slack and focus on the good side of things? Imagine you're a movie critic, but instead of reviewing films, you're analyzing the people around you. If you only focus on flaws, you end up looking like one of those grumpy critics no one can stand. But if you highlight the positive points, you make everyone feel like stars. When you find yourself about to criticize someone, think, this person is doing their best, just like I am. Instead of dropping that sharp criticism, try something softer and more positive. Like if your friend shows up in a horrible shirt, instead of saying, what disaster is this? Try, wow, that's a bold choice of color. And just like that, you've turned into miscongeniality. Be like a metal detector for qualities. Instead of beeping every time you find a flaw, focus on finding the hidden treasures in people. Everyone has unique qualities, even if they're as rare as a hen's tooth. Complement those qualities, and you'll see people start to blossom around you. Remember also that being overly critical can turn you into the least desired company in the neighborhood. No one wants to spend time with someone who's always pointing out mistakes like a boring life coach. Instead, be the person who lifts others' spirits, who laughs at stumbles and sees beauty in imperfections. And let's be honest, being less critical is also a big relief for yourself. It's exhausting to keep looking for flaws all the time. Relax a bit, enjoy life, and the people around you with all their quirks. After all, it's these little flaws that make each of us unique and interesting. Respect others' boundaries. Be attentive to signs of discomfort and respect personal space and opinions. No one likes a personal bubble invader, so it's important to keep your radar on to detect when someone needs a bit more space. Imagine everyone has an invisible bubble around them, like those soap bubbles you blew as a kid. Some people have bigger bubbles, others smaller, but all are equally important. Respecting these bubbles is essential for maintaining harmony in your interactions. First, pay attention to signs of discomfort. If someone starts to back away, cross their arms, or look away, it's a clear sign that you might be invading their personal space. Step back a bit and give that person the space they need. It's like a game of hot or cold. The closer to discomfort, the colder it gets. Respecting personal space isn't just about physical proximity. It also involves respecting others' opinions and feelings. Everyone has the right to their own beliefs and viewpoints, even if they differ from yours. Instead of trying to change others' opinions, how about accepting that diversity of thought is the spice of life? And regarding conversations, remember that not everyone wants to discuss all topics all the time. If someone shows disinterest or discomfort with a topic, change the subject. It's like changing the channel when no one wants to watch the current program. Simple and effective. It's also worth mentioning that respecting boundaries includes knowing when it's time to exit. If you're at a party and notice your host yawning or repeatedly checking the time, it's a sign that the party's over. Say your goodbyes cordially and leave before becoming the last one out, like that persistent character in a comedy who never gets the hint. Respecting others' boundaries also applies to physical touch. Not everyone likes tight hugs or pats on the back. Ask before invading personal space with a touch. And if the person says no, respect that. After all, no one wants to be remembered as the hugging octopus. Share personal stories and experiences. We all love a good story. They entertain us, teach us, and most importantly, connect us. When you share your own stories, you're opening a window to your world, allowing others to see who you truly are. This can be as simple as talking about an unforgettable trip or a challenge you overcame. Start with a story that has a personal touch. It could be about that day when everything went wrong, but in the end, you learned a valuable lesson. Or about a funny moment that still makes you laugh every time you think about it. Stories like these not only entertain, but also show your human and authentic side. By sharing your experiences, you're creating a space of mutual vulnerability. When you open up, people feel more comfortable doing the same. It's like a dance. You take a step, the other person responds, and together you create a deeper connection. This not only strengthens bonds, but also enriches mutual understanding. And don't worry about being the perfect storyteller. Authenticity is more important than perfection. A story told with passion and truth will always be more impactful than a flawlessly rehearsed narrative. And of course, a touch of humor never hurts. After all, who doesn't love a good laugh? Sharing stories can also be a great way to inspire and motivate others. Talk about that challenging project you successfully completed or about a dream you pursued until you achieved it. Your experiences can serve as a beacon of hope and determination for others. But remember to keep a balance. Sharing is great, but it's also important to listen to others' stories. Show genuine interest and ask questions to deepen the conversation. This transforms the exchange of stories into an enriching dialogue where everyone feels valued and understood. Be an engaging storyteller. Well-told stories can capture people's attention and make your conversations more memorable. Imagine being that friend whose stories everyone eagerly awaits because they always come with a good dose of emotion, laughter, and sometimes even a life lesson. First, understand that every great story has a beginning, middle, and end. It's like a good recipe. You need the right ingredients and careful preparation. Start by setting the scene, introducing the characters, and establishing the context. This helps your audience enter the story with you. Add a bit of suspense. Nothing keeps people on the edge of their seat like a good mystery. Leave some clues along the way and create moments of anticipation. And you won't believe what happened next is a phrase that never fails to keep everyone's attention. The personal touch is the secret. The best stories are those that come from the heart. Share your experiences and emotions authentically. If you're talking about a hilarious event, don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. If it's something touching, let your vulnerability show. People connect with the truth. Use vivid details. Instead of saying, "I went to a restaurant," say, "I went to a cozy Italian restaurant with soft lighting and the smell of fresh garlic in the air." Painting a picture in your listeners' minds transports them directly to the scene, making the experience more immersive. Humor is a powerful tool. You don't need to be a comedian, but small doses of humor can make any story more enjoyable. A well-placed joke or a funny observation about an irrelevant detail can turn an ordinary narrative into something memorable. Engage with your audience. Ask rhetorical questions. Use facial expressions and gestures to emphasize important points. Make eye contact and adjust your pace based on their reactions. This keeps the audience engaged and makes them feel part of the story. And of course, have good timing. Don't drag out a story so long that you lose your listener's interest. Keep it concise and to the point, but not so fast that you miss the juicy details. Learning to read the room and adjust the timing is a skill that improves with practice. The more you tell stories, the better you'll get at it. Observe how people react, what parts make them laugh or sigh, and adjust your style as needed. Practice not only perfects your skill, but also boosts your confidence. Be interesting. Imagine yourself as a library full of fascinating books. The more varied and rich your collection, the more people will want to explore what you have to offer. Being interesting starts with curiosity. Explore new hobbies, learn about different subjects, and dive into experiences that challenge and stimulate you. This not only enriches your life, but also provides a treasure chest of conversation topics. Whether it's playing a musical instrument, cooking exotic dishes, or practicing an extreme sport, each new interest adds a layer to your character. Think about a time you met someone with a contagious passion. Maybe it was a friend obsessed with astronomy, or a colleague who collects rare vinyl records. Their eyes light up, and their passion when talking about their interest makes the conversation captivating. When you develop your own hobbies and passions, you become that person, someone whose enthusiasm is irresistible. Developing varied interests allows you to connect with a wider range of people. When you have a diverse array of topics to talk about, it's easier to find common ground and start meaningful conversations. This makes you an excellent conversationalist and someone people enjoy being around. But don't worry about being an expert in everything. What matters is the enthusiasm and genuineness with which you talk about your interests. People are drawn to passion and authenticity, not perfection. And who knows, your new hobby might even inspire others to explore their own passions. Staying updated with the world around you also contributes to being interesting. Reading books, watching documentaries, keeping up with the news, and being aware of current trends provide fresh material for discussions. This shows that you are an engaged and curious person, always ready to learn and grow. And don't underestimate the power of sharing your experiences. Telling stories about your adventures, whether traveling to an unknown place or facing a personal challenge, can be incredibly engaging. People love to hear real and exciting stories, and this helps create a deeper connection. Being interesting also involves being a good listener. When you show interest in others, they become interested in you. Asking questions and showing genuine curiosity about the lives and interests of those around you makes conversations more dynamic and engaging. Be present. Live in the moment and focus on the interactions you're having without getting distracted by other concerns. Imagine being in a conversation where you're completely engaged, as if the rest of the world has disappeared. That's the power of being present. Being present starts with something simple but often challenging. Turn off your phone, or at least put it on silent mode. Nothing says, "I'm not interested," louder than constantly checking your phone. Show that you value the person in front of you by giving them your full attention. A trick to staying present is to focus on the details of the conversation. If someone is talking about a trip, ask about specific aspects like, "What was your favorite part?" or "How was the food there?" This not only demonstrates genuine interest, but also keeps your mind anchored in the conversation. And if you notice your mind wandering, don't beat yourself up. It's natural, especially in a world full of distractions. Simply bring your focus back to the present moment. Think of it as a mindfulness exercise, where you gently guide your attention back to the conversation whenever it drifts. Being present also means being emotionally available. Show empathy and understanding, and don't be afraid to express your own emotions when appropriate. This creates a more authentic and meaningful exchange. Closing thoughts. We all deep down want to be loved and welcomed. It's a universal need that transcends cultures, languages, and lifestyles. We want to feel that we belong, that we are valued, and that our stories, with all their twists and turns, matter to someone. The beauty of being human lies in our ability to build these deep connections. When we open ourselves up to others, we allow love to flow in both directions. By showing genuine interest, empathy, and respect, we create an environment where everyone feels valued and important. It's not easy to break old habits, and mastering these new teachings you've learned throughout this book can also be challenging. But believe me, little by little, it all gets easier. You'll see how precious the people around you are and start to genuinely care about others. The key is to understand that we all want to be loved and welcomed simply because we are people, each with our own story and way of being. Follow what you've learned here in this book, And I guarantee that soon you'll find yourself surrounded by people who not only love and care for you, but whom you also love and care for dearly. A big hug and lots of love. Stay well.